probably about where I'd put it. I agree with the live odds that it shouldn't lean heavily in WINSTRIKE's favor, but it also shouldn't be in IZAKO board's favor based on the last time they played. Alan, going to be able to get the first on Avis Scriv. That's a good start for the WINSTRIKE boys and bodes well for their live odds. By the way, check out the banner below for Loop Bet. They are our betting partner. IZAKO boards, a man down, going to be a little cheeky with the rotates over to A. That's a big one from Suey to find. Ellen kind of letting his confidence perhaps get the best of him. He continued to push there, Scriv.
Oh, key fight to be winning here. Prison gets a bit of assistance from his teammates. Exus is just about able to get away. What has happened there? I don't understand how they're both alive. I feel like someone should have gone down. That's definitely awkward, but they have a massive read that it is going to be the B bomb site off the back of that information. Shane, he went for the aggressive angle and it eventually cost him his life. Exus is here, but can't find anything either. Lack is just opening up this B bomb site all by himself. Some nice flashbangs to assist, but he is landing every single shot. Keeps on going. They all want a piece of the action, but even behind 3 of his teammates, he gets Sui coming in with the fat 4K. Beautiful stuff. Okay, I mean, yeah, I'm kind of a fan of the force buy here. It is what you would expect, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But I don't know. Maybe on a map like Vertigo, you need the basic utility for A to get your ramp control. I'd be kind of interested to see in a best of 1 scenario, maybe if you just went for the rifles as early as possible on that CT side.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I think you can fight A ramp with just 1 smoke, so you have someone downgrade. You fight for that control around that 1 smoke and utility. And then you kind of just play the trades. Now you're putting yourself... I mean, either way is correct, right? But in a best 1, you need as many rounds as you can get. You don't have a fallback map, right? Obviously. So, WINSTRIKE breaking out the AAA cake a little right away. Shows the importance of rifles to them. And the boards are not a single kill, and they're down 2 members. That doesn't add up so well for them. And I don't think Avis is getting out, and he won't. Zooey could find Kristen, but bad news. That's just the Mac 10. Not exactly what he wants.
Ooh. Okay. With a quick one. Doesn't look like they're going to find much more, though. He also only finds that Mac 10. Kristen having some success with it. Will Sui have the same? He wants to earn a bit of cash money. Probably not looking too good for the round, but he might be able to take a head or 2 in the process here. Just slowing it down, just waiting, seeing if someone's coming in from that flank. Oh, not quite going to be the case, though. He peeks out, Nickelback will drop him, and WINSTRIKE him with a clean second. Looking very, very good early on. They really are. Nice and coordinated, some good individual play in that pistol. And then that second round is a nice bit of team play, where everybody chimes in here, there, and everywhere. So I think they can be very happy with the way that that one has gone. And now IZAKO Balls, of course, taking a big ol' eco on the chin. So it should be a third for WINSTRIKE quite easily.
A nice easy third is definitely what's on the table here, Scriv. Because Gabor is not going to do much chasing with these pistols. Gonna have to just kind of play tradable. And that's still going to be difficult with no armor. Nothing to separate you from WINSTRIKE here. Pretty clean start for WINSTRIKE though, Scriv. I haven't seen any issues. Their spacing is fair. They're letting the Mac 10s work. Like, they're playing pretty standard, pretty safe. And I imagine that's WINSTRIKE's game plan against a lot of teams that are, you know, a lot lesser skilled than, but ranked lower, so you know what I'm getting at. Like, my wording of it might be off, but hey. The underdogs. They play against underdogs like this.
Yeah, for real. I mean, it should be a relatively easy journey. But I don't know. I'd like to see IZAKO boards make it competitive this time around. Maybe hit the double digits. As we've said, this is the opener. You know, there's a lot more to come across the course of the day with the best of threes and whatnot. And a Sparta would be another hard matchup. Singularity is definitely doable for IZAKO boards, meanwhile. So the playoff spot is not completely out of the question. But this is a difficult group. This is definitely a difficult group for them to be in, actually. So we'll see what they're able to get done. Obviously, those early rounds are somewhat difficult. Pistol can be a bit random and hard to fend off against. So they take it on the chin. Force buy doesn't work, really. It's a very clean 3-0. No real sweat off the brow of WINSTRIKE. An early damage coming here, Keith. I was going to sing the praises of the buy and the AWP in play and the utility they have available. They do manage to actually find the first frag, and Exus is playing contact very well here. There you go. Able to drop down Crizzen. The Molotov not going to find the player in ladder room either. I believe it was Tao. And so a 5v3 in favor of IZAKO boards early on into this round. So looking very, very strong, and I think should be able to convert this, take it over the line. If they just play their cards right. We'll see. Yeah, I don't know. They fake out the A control. And now move back towards B. I think hoping to have baited out as much utility as possible.
Yeah.
But going to be kept at bay. There's still a fair amount. Particularly for Tao if he makes his way over towards B, which he's not just yet, but he is kind of in transition at middle. So...
yeah, that's the issue
be here
too.
In a jiffy.
The issue also is when WINSTRIKE don't get the opening pick and then IZAKO boards get a second, it facilitates and allows you to have a second player in B all the time, no matter what, especially on Vertigo. They do spam Shane's position down, which is a pretty cool clear. I'm not sure why he's there in the first place. Getting the first pick, you can just play sight with your op. Axis missing a big shot. Allows Nickelback to come in now. And they both get swammed down. Bondic the double entry. Nickelback with another, and it's Sui alone. IZAKO boards, there's a lesson to be learned. It's the angles on the B site and which are best for you. None of them were being used. And by the time they were, it was just simply too late, Scriv. Rough.
Very rough, to be
and
honest.
Bondic wants to show me he's an entry fragger. He's trying to prove me wrong, Scriv.
Yeah, brother. He's a cool guy, you know? So he's going to be able to survive by the looks of things, but it's so hard to deal with. Like, it was a solid opening to that round, man. For sure, you know? They find a kill at mid. They have deep mid control. Another one to go along with the, like... yeah, they're really going to be kicking themselves, and it's very early. And again, this best of one scenario, it can all... spiral out of control very quickly indeed. I hope for their sake they're able to bounce back, but not in this round, or at least not likely in this round. There's certainly a chance, but time will tell. I don't know, these are the types of rounds, aren't they? A team like IZAKO boards, the underdogs, you don't give them the respect. You go, they're only on a half buy, whatever. They just swing into some questionable angles and then end up dropping. So, WINSTRIKE do need to be careful and do, like I say, have to give some respect across.
Well, can Sui make magic with his M4? Always a chance. And Tao's gonna creep out behind Jenny with his own deagle. They have some armor this time around, Scriv. WINSTRIKE last round looked vulnerable. This round, well, with the bias boards have not so deadly. A great flash over the top. Lack gets one while full blind, traded by Avis, but he just can't get the gun. It's just simply too far gone, too far ahead, Scriv. And this kind of puts pressure on WINSTRIKE to find a clean entry in response. They're using their utility to their best ability. As soon as they get flashed, they fall back. Chrisen's making sure the flank will not come through, and it won't. All four are on site from IZAKO BOARS. And it's still going the way of the BOARS script. This is getting hairy.
Okay, and the trades are coming back in thick and fast. Avis from behind is able to find two. It's all onto Nickelback, and he knows vaguely where Shane is at. Going to win the fight as well. But that is the closest it has come all game, Keith. So credit to IZAKO BOARS for indeed turning up the heat a notch. WINSTRIKE, though, is still going to be able to buy up pretty comfortably, so no real worry. But yeah, always good to see the Deagles finding some action. Nickelback cool, calm, and collected as he goes 8-0, by the way, with an assist to boot. WINSTRIKE themselves 5-0, of course. So looking very good early on. IZAKO BOARS need to be finding this rifle round. The half could really get away from them if they can't pick this one up. So a lot of pressure coming into round number 6 for IZAKO BOARS to get something done. And Lack gonna open up. That's a painful one once again.
Yeah.
IZAKO BOARS just cannot catch a break.
Even when they get the 2-button kills, though, Scriv, they don't give themselves the break to be able to get the round. And with his opening up pick from Lack, they're just slowing down the pace across the map. Seemingly gonna head back up to their favorite place, A ramp. It's drive-through. It's fast food drive-through today. I don't know if you have drive-throughs in UK. I don't know if they're as popular. Are they, Scribs? I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, listen, us Americans like our food quick and we like it now. That's...
Oh, no.
And they don't punish him. Okay. What happened to that molly?
He doesn't
what
die
was,
to the molly.
Was it just floating fire? What was that?
I have no idea. I think he might have overshot. It's like, they're going to waste another one.
Another.
Oh, that is hilarious. That is hilarious. Yeah, dude, of course. We got drive-thrus. We have... You'd be surprised how much, you know, Americanization we have in this country.
Well, it's a good thing to have. I'll tell you what. Don't know where I'd be without fast food. Probably looking a lot healthier. But anyway, XQ coming out to the A side. Maybe they can cross here, Sui. On top of double stack, Exus in heaven. He's gonna get cleared eventually. He's been there for quite some time. Avis's molly should kill Nickelback on plant. Yeah, he gets the bomb down. Now just Bondic and Lack. Where do you go from here? Bondic's gonna have to take first peek. The op's now posted. Not a great post, if I may say so. Smoking the bomb. Exus is low, and IZAKO BOARS, you're doing it again. They're taking the man advantage. They've balled it up and tossed it off Vertigo. It's Tao versus Lack, and he doesn't know where he is. Spamming in the smoke. There's no kid. He'll get the kill. Picks up the kit. Defuses in. They just like making things confusing and more complicated for themselves.
Yeah, it's definitely harder than it needs to be. That is for sure. But at the very least, Tao able to get it done. Who, for me, although those are his first 2 frags, continues to be one of the more effective players under pressure for IZAKO BOARS. Keeps a cool head at all times, right? We've seen him, particularly on Train, which is his map, you know, his place to be. He looks so good on his own in clutch situations when he's the only one defending the B-bomb site. I'm kind of impressed, and as far as I am aware, this is what he's done in the past, but I would imagine it's the same in IZAKO BOARS. He's in-game leading as well, so a lot of added pressure, and the fact that he stays cool, I think, is what allows them to actually remain competitive in a game like this. A lot of teams that we watch at this level, at the level of IZAKO BOARS, where, you know, you can argue WINSTRIKE are like a tier 2, tier 2.5 team, right? Where IZAKO BOARS are definitely a tier 3 team. Around that tier 3, that solid tier 3 kind of level, you'd see a lot of teams lose 5 rounds in a row, lose a close clutch round, and just check out. But they never do. They always keep their cool. Black, though, just going to clap Shane out. B-bomb site looks a bit more vulnerable than A, they think, and a nice deep execute here. This looks really good, actually. Man advantage. Bomb plant is certainly going to happen. Another kill? No. Okay, Sui coming in as well. So this gets a bit more interesting.
Yeah, this is doable. They're going to bank a lot on Tao. If he can creep out on the contact of his teammates and get a kill, beauty. What a pre-aim from Avis to find Nickelback. Tal's gonna go now. That's exactly what he's waiting for. And that is just so well done from IZAKO BOARS. The pacing, the baiting, the setting up your flanker, all of that was done to a T. IZAKO BOARS get their second win strike. Yeah, bomb plant, round loss. They might squeak a buyout. Look for pistols, look for a third for the BOARS. Avis is a risk taker, trying to make the jump. Good thing the round ended. I want someone to do that off spawn. Come on, show me. Show me you know the jump. While there's actual risk involved. Hellcase. Malta V15. They are the hookup when it comes to case opening sites. Hundreds of cases, esports tournament mode. And I mean, let's be honest. It's the place to be, Scriff.
It is, bro. It is, bro. And they've been supporting us from the start, you know? Shout out to them. None of this would be possible without the partners, of course. Or maybe, but then, you know, we wouldn't get as much funding to track the big teams and track the big viewers, and, you know, it's an ecosystem. Everybody helps everybody, really. 5v3. What is this? Nickelback's got a negative.
Wait,
oh,
okay.
And he nearly fell off the map.
Did he just buy that? Or who? Did Bondic
I think he picked
that?
it up off someone.
There's no one dead. Well, like, I mean, on the other side.
Maybe Lack?
I think Bondic bought it by accident. That has to be my guess.
Yeah, maybe, to be fair. Like, he's like, oh, I've got a bit more money, guys. Let me just get a
Negev?
Yeah, he's misbought, you know.
I think it has to be. I think it has to be.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't want to say them, but you know what they are.
Yes. Exis finding Bondic. I can't wait for Nickelback to come around this corner. He's using his pistol instead of the Negev. That's how little he cares for that gun.
I mean, it's so bad. It is so bad.
You do have, there is a rev up time, though. So it's Crizin alone, no armor. Bondic buy next round is gonna be so. Look at his money.
Well, like the Negev, it's 1700, which is fair. But like, if you're at a pro level, just buy a scout, right? It's way more effective because, like you say, there's the rev up time in which you're just getting one tapped, and you're so slow, it's unreal. So like, you can't.
Do you think he has a bind that he accidentally
on the
clicked
T
for?
side? I mean, maybe, right? Because what I use the wheel. And heavy weapons are on the opposite side to, like, where you buy, you know, rifles.
So it's like, unless you're really in a panic, which you shouldn't be on an eco round anyway.
Yeah. I don't quite know what's happened there. But, you know, sometimes you think you're real smooth. I often buy UMPs by accident. So, you know. Because you do, the thing is, you miss it by, like, a millimeter. And you click on the SMG section. And then you just automatically click where like an AK or an M4 would be, and I'm pretty sure that's where the UMP is on the SMG. It does happen, but then I don't know what the execute. Like, heavy weapons are pretty far away, you know.
I feel you.
He's now got a Mac 10, so
yeah,
sucks to suck, I guess.
He did that to himself in theory, yeah. So Mac 10 for Bondic. Lack going for the AK, no head armor. Ellen up, same thing. I feel like it's a lane, but I think Ellen makes more sense. Maybe, I don't know. Who knows?
I've never been 100% sure. Elian as well, I feel like it,
yeah.
it could also fit.
Maybe it's literally Ian.
Maybe.
Right?
I like Ellen. I feel like Ellen rolls off
I think
pretty
Ellen's
well.
it, yeah. I tried to ask Twitch chat last time, they didn't help me, so not gonna ask this time. Molly to keep Sui. Back at big box. The op of Ellen is gonna slowly creep up. Avis playing a bit of an off angle that I don't know how often operators will check that. He's gonna start to now, just misses the shot. Deep Molly from Sui to allow him to peek in towards lockers or hall. I like short. I think short makes sense. Nickelback. We'll spam through. See, we have Molly and getting shot at. Nowhere to go. He'll perish. We can WINSTRIKE get to the site now, Scriff.
That is the million-dollar question. A little bit of resistance here, but they're not looking the right way, and Crizzen just claps them out. Nice and clean from him. Shane's still alive, and he finds 2 of his own. Suddenly it becomes a bit more interesting. A lot of damage through the smoke, but Bondic covering the planter. It'll all be onto Exus in a 1v3. He knows where the bomb is. He knows vaguely that there's a guy to his right, but other than that, he doesn't fancy his chances, doesn't have enough information to work with, really. So looks to back away. IZAKO BOARS, their small string, their small tear of rounds is put to a stop, and WINSTRIKE are able to keep them at arm's length for now with a relatively clean one of their own, surviving with the bare minimum of 3 that we always talk about. And they'll be very happy with that money building up after it had indeed dwindled over the past few rounds. So looking pretty damn good for WINSTRIKE to retain this lead.
Yeah, they seemingly are going to try to run away with this. It's going to be a buy from IZAKO BOARS, right? Exus can drop. Someone else has a bit more cash. Just double entry from Crizzen right before the flash gets him. His crosshair will get to the right place. And the double ops from the BOARS. Wow, okay. Instead of getting full utility onto Shane, they break out full double ops, Scriv. Maybe Exus's full utility was kind of a bit of a talking point. Well, he'll have utility. Shane doesn't need it. His rotator and Tau will hang on to the utility while he's holding mid. He'll come back and help him towards B steps. Risk reward here from the BOARS, but I'm all for it. We knew this was going to be a buy anyway. And maybe they've felt like they've hit that round count where they need the double ops and support. I mean, interesting that there's no op on A. They're both mid and B. Interesting.
Yeah, definitely interesting, actually. A slightly more aggressive approach on A, perhaps, it looks like, from their positioning. Saving that mid up for a rotate kind of play instead. When you've got 2 of them, you know, it does seem strange. Avis on the other side of the smoke here, waiting, ready, nice and patient. Those bullets are awfully close, yeah, and Bondic is savvy. He has seen that smoke many a time. Maybe even spotted out his little toesies on the bottom of that smoke. Another frag coming in for Ellen. He will get taken down, but it's still a 4 versus 3. Still a solid advantage for WINSTRIKE to work with. Smokes are in on the site, still not controlled for the T side here. They're coming through from alleyway and still able to get one, but quickly traded back, keeping things interesting. But it is still WINSTRIKE with the man advantage, of course. And the double ops on the retake. They probably don't fancy their chances unless they can find some quick openers. Here we go. 1 apiece. Now Lack the only one left. Bomb is indeed planted for him. They do have a kit. Other than that, very little to work with. A smoke, I guess. But man, this angle is awfully easy to spray down from, of course. They will get the smoke onto the bomb. He takes the peek at that time. The AWP shot misses. And no one on the bomb. Exus, the only one left. Going to go for the defuse. The reload coming in. Lack, trying to get him off it. And, well, mind gamed. He gets beaten out. The defuse coming through from Exus. He holds it. Because, of course, pros do not fake. Or will, by the skin of their teeth, steal away that 4th.
Wow. This is kind of where, funny enough, one of the strengths from the BOARS lie, in my opinion, is getting the oddity rounds, right? Like, making rounds weird and able to clutch them out in the end, and they walk around with some questionable ones in a game, but they're not going to complain, right? They need the rounds. Look at them any way they can. This buy is going to be lackluster. Good on Sui to downgrade to allow that body armor kit and utility to come through. Never mind, scratch the kit part, but he at least gets the nades. WINSTRIKE with a full buy in response. Bondic, Crizzen lacking some util. I imagine it's going to be something a bit more quick paced. I don't think they can afford to sit in their default for as long as they like.
Ooh, Shane going to open up. Pretty good stuff here for IZAKO BOARS. Exactly what they needed to continue again. This tear of rounds, we have said, T-sided, of course. But, let's see. slow but sure, working their way into this A-bomb site. Oh, I think maybe the barrel just spotted there for Bondic. Creeping in, spots the back of him now. Oh, he has been seen though, and Avis swings out to take him down. Well responded from the CT side. They tried to sneak Bondic in. It doesn't work out. Still a man advantage for IZAKO BOARS. About a minute just under left on the clock. Smoke's coming in. Are they going to follow up on this? They're leaving one player in the form of Crizzen. The other two going B? No, just slightly repositioning. Okay, I was going to say, I thought they were going B, and then by the minimap, of course, they're right next to their teammates. So it's just a slight reposition, not taking any chances at all in trying to get that bomb down. You know, no spray downs, no over-the-smoke plays. Very smart stuff to at least get the plant. Nickelback pushing forwards, able to find one, but again, traded back. IZAKO BOARS keeping it tight, keeping the advantage in their favor. Bomb's been tapped there, I think, but I'm not 100% sure. It doesn't look like they're committing to it just yet. Going to be Ellen in the 1 versus 3. Does find the first. Here's the second in behind him. Needs to win this fight. And, well, the time taken by Avis is super effective. The defuse was coming in anyway. I think the round was over at that point. But all the same, really well played, actually, by Avis. And a huge 3K coming in from him.
That is everything that IZAKO BOARS want. Get the double op out, get one of your star players, get a big triple, make the retake happen, ice out WINSTRIKE, who, by the way, I think this buy is out of this world outrageous. I think they could have just conceded with pistol armor and then made sure you had the fullest of buys, because unless you have a set plan going into this round, which I want to see, I am not interested. Bondic's going to lead the charge with the Mac 10. And you know what? Bondic entries it up, so no longer outrageous. It works out. I look like Goofy. But WINSTRIKE still have to get this round win. What?
Okay, I don't know how get away with that. A little bit wild. So it's traded back, so it's an up and down kind of play, Keith. I'm not really sure who comes out on top of that exchange, but of course WINSTRIKE holding on to the man advantage, right, and able to get the bomb down, so makes sense for them to be victorious. Still definitely doable, but the double up setup against 4 players, very, very difficult. They all get very good timing here as well. Nickelback just pushing forwards as he takes down all 3 on his own. Okay, relax. But I was going to say, Nickelback in a lot of these rounds actually getting away without being punished, really playing well, but at the same time he's just doing it on his own. He's just pushing forwards, he's just taking fights, dropping them. This new addition to the WINSTRIKE side really looking good, and of course that kind of honeymoon period of a carefree. He's not quite got a role in the team yet, so we're just letting him do his own thing. But still, if it is to take them through the tournament for the rest of this week, I'm sure they can be happy with it. Prison to open up as the half by here, just a few deagles and whatnot. Not really going to work for IZAKO BOARS, at least initially.
Well, how quick the tables turn, Scriv. I say they're looking good. WINSTRIKE's buy is going to be meh, questionable, and don't I look like a fool? They pick the round up. The risk reward pays off. And now they look to just convert what should be an easy 8. No body armor. Crizzen's not feeling pretty good about himself. He's going to back up. Probably why we don't see him on the double op all that often. They are going to be hunted down. Exodus is going to run at him. Lacks in support. Bondic should clean up A site, and that is the case. Sui alone. And he actually gets one. He actually gets 2. My mind is blown. He'll grab the op. Heads up. Ellen, you have to be careful. You're on 6 HP. They're going to spot each other here, but Ellen is quick on the trigger. 6 HP, he'll pick it up, but that's damage WINSTRIKE probably didn't want. Good thing it is round 14. And I don't know exactly what the CT cash is going to be looking like. It didn't look like they actually had as much as they wanted. Yeah, that's tough. Again, another situation where I think they could have pistoled and played in 15th for the 6th. Because I think 9-6 is pretty standard for Vertigo, especially at this level. T-sided, in my opinion, at this level. Maybe even at the highest.
I think it is developing that way, right? But we've only just started back with the big time Counter-Strike. Black going to open up. Another player able to push forwards and just keep on doing damage. How are they letting this happen? Just walking in. He finds 2 like it's nothing. Left on half HP. B-bomb site has fallen. We do have Exus here in pretty quick tow, but he is immediately dealt with. Sui will drop Bondic, who I believe was that lurker on the other side of the map, but ultimately another clean round for WINSTRIKE. 4-on-2. I don't think they can go for this. Save and play for the last round of the half. It's looking worse, Keith. Like you say, the 9-6 would have been much more doable, although I don't know, because just the way that WINSTRIKE are playing, it's mad disrespectful, and then they're getting away with it. So very hard to know whether the buy is really the issue in this round for IZAKO BOARS or not. I guess they lack early offensive utility to keep them at bay from actually walking into B like they did. But at the same time, it's weird. It's very strange to see WINSTRIKE just getting away with this.
It does kind of feel like robbery, doesn't it? Just a little bit. Ninth, and IZAKO BOARS. I mean, this next buy is going to be atrocious. That's why you could have seen... I could have seen them saving, right? Buying fully here. They could have had double ops. Really secure that last. But these entries from Lack. I mean, the awareness to check close right as well. Just be prepared for that option. Really cool to see him playing well after not seeing him on Saturday. Hooch having to play, who I imagine is in the server. The coach for WINSTRIKE. And just look at what the BOARS are working with, Scriv. Yeah, looking a little weak. I mean, hopefully they're hopeful they can pull this out. And I mean, that's just unlucky.
Yeah, there is, as you can see, little gaps in the side that he didn't quite account for. Exus. So spotted, dropped. We'll pick up Lack on the B-bomb site. So there is that. Kept even. However, as we always say, you know, those one-for-one scenarios or even-for-even scenarios don't really work out for the CT side of things, particularly on a map like Vertigo where it can all happen so fast. You don't really want to be guessing with your rotations. You don't want to be leaving a bomb site weaker than it should be. Just slowed way down here from WINSTRIKE. I think they realized they're up against a weaker buy, so perhaps trying to bait out some utility, and with the fact that IZAKO BOARS are on the back foot, have to make a play, not only within the round but in the game. The likelihood of them pulling off some aggression, attempting some aggression, is quite high. So, see what the deal is here. Well, and oh, he was looking away and then spots the side of the head, the barrel. Whatever it was, he is now sold on the fact that there's a player around there. Meanwhile, Avis and Shane look at this little setup. That scaffold, it's going to work for Avis. He's able to drop back, but he sticks around to find another. Okie dokie. And then Shane's around the corner, catches them unaware, but he's not able to find anything. It's Sui, however, to seal the deal. IZAKO BOARS will indeed get their 6th back. So that 9-6 half that you commented on, that you said was kind of achievable, kind of doable, kind of satisfactory, right? Both teams, I think, are happy with the come out there. It does depend for IZAKO BOARS moving into this T side, whether they can kind of live up to what we expect from a T side. It does kind of look like they're a bit more even, to be honest. I think dead even, actually, on the rounds, on the games that they've had in the past. So 6 rounds might not be enough for them. I don't know. But in the same strain, WINSTRIKE are better on the T side. Still quite up in the air, I think.
Couldn't agree more. I think what IZAKO BOARS is going to struggle with on their T side is the pressure that Alan's just going to apply to them. He's going to be given free reign of this op, I'm imagining, to go towards ramp, to go towards B, to work some sort of mid post, to do whatever his comfort zone is, and his teammates will fill around him. That's kind of the vibe I get from WINSTRIKE. Whenever Alan can get the op, they kind of just play around it and allow. He seems to be the one. Maybe Bonix get telling him that he wants him to aggress here and there, but it seems like it's very even, like he's just very flowy. Wherever Alan wants to go, as long as it flows with the team, he's allowed to do it. And I think it's a really cool implementation of a younger player who is your primary op. And he's supported well around the team. I mean, the BOARS kind of have a similar setup, right? With actually a little less so. I feel like Exis doesn't get set up enough, may I say. I feel like he's very, not undervalued, but the buys the boars go for time and time again never allow Exis to get his op out, which means he's never going to be able to find those opportunities to get those opening picks or open the round for you that you want. So I think the boars can take something away from WINSTRIKE if you want to think through it all.
Certainly in the realms of doability. I agree. Hopefully should be getting into the action quickly, though. We have been waiting here at the half-time mark for a little while longer than usual. We are indeed. So, loot bet shifting the odds ever so slightly, but still in the same strain, in the same thought pattern. They're actually fairly confident in WINSTRIKE, so a shout out to those guys. Of course, the banner down below for you guys. Use code Malta. Get yourself 10 free spins, as well as 100 bonus euros on your first deposit. Either way, into the pistol we go. We will see some utility coming out from Bondic here. A lot of utility from the T side. Does make sense. Great little flash, but Nickelback, there's 4 of them. They're not all blind. He can't take them down. Ellen's able to pick up Tower on the back end, catching on a distracted T side, but will it be enough? Damage coming in ever so slightly from Bondic's nade. Will it be enough? The round here is very up in the air, and I think IZAKO BOARS will be kind of happy with that. The last one, they got absolutely demolished, and if they can bring this one in their favor, it'd be a great round to pick up.
Ooh, Avis, you're playing a deadly game. Now he is the fake. If you can get a player, that'd be perfect, but they're backing up. And if they let him know this too soon, they can always cancel his A-hit, but Ellen back close to the smoke. Bondic falling. Sui's now going to start to pressure Ellen. He's going to fall. It's Kristen alone. Can his USP be crispy? Coming for the planner. Bomb will still go down. 2v2. Sui tuck tails and runs. A tap on the bomb is going to force the flank to be shown. And what can Kristen do here, Scriv? No armor. Has to hit headshots. And no, you're not even going to get a chance to comment on it. Avis will make sure we move on with it. And IZAKO BOARS win.
Take another look, of course. Cheeky stuff, but not enough. See the force bite coming in here. This one pretty comprehensive, actually. Ellen on the scout, always deadly, and I would imagine paired with a good number of deagles. We do see Bondic on the CZ, actually. So perhaps looking for an up-close angle. Oh, Kristen, lovely angle from him. He's just a bit too early. I think he kind of had the drop there, to be honest, but didn't find the head. He does find a tag, but not the frag. And a 5-on-3 coming in with that kill from Sui. So looking pretty good here for IZAKO BOARS, cleaning up middle. Gonna work with that. They could go A, they could go B. CT's left guessing. They're left split across the map. And of course, they have that weaker weaponry. So should be an easy cleanup here for the Bulls.
Looking likely. Lack. Blind. Posted on now by Avis. He had nowhere to go. Wherever he went, he was going to get shot at. Bondic down to 5. I'm just going to try to save little bits that they have. IZAKO BOARS is going to be up to 8, Scriv. And then 9. It's going to be a tied game before rifles come out. That's really cool. Tao's just going to run him over, but I'm enjoying the pace of the game and where it's going. I think this is very exciting and definitely a lot closer than what the Boars matchup against WINSTRIKE last time were. 8 rounds is what they got when they lost last time. So a bit of, I mean, a bit is an understatement. Improvement.
Yeah, looking a lot more confident, and getting off to this flying start on the T side is really important, of course. I think they can be pretty happy with that. However, WINSTRIKE, I think, would be looking to get this first rifle round back on the mortars soon as damn it. I think it is going to be a challenge for IZAKO BOARS to get through them, of course. Pretty strong buy if you look at the cash. Pretty strong buy coming into the next for sure. Bondic, of course. Oh, no. Bondic, of course, still got his CZ. Oh, the team kill. What has happened in this round, Keith? The 3-man stack, too slow. They get caught off guard. We have a team kill. We have Lack with a nice heady, and then we have the rest of the T-side going, no. Goodbye. Goodbye. B-bomb site's yours. We understand. We're going A. See you later. Thanks very much. So it should be a 9th round here for IZAKO BOARS, but any more damage that Lack can do is pretty damn good for sure. Keeping that economy modest and whatnot, keeping it under wraps. Particularly for someone like Tao who has no cash at all. So if he goes down, would be pretty deadly. They have to drop him across and it eats into their economy big time.
Well, Lack, I'm sorry, but I don't believe there's a gun over here. There might be. Someone did perish over here. Oh, amazing. A Galil. I bet he's thrilled. I bet he can't wait to use that next round. Amazing. If I was him, I'd give it to a teammate as a gift. Because, yeah. Stack attempt. Caught in the act. Scriv. Always awkward. And, he did give it to a teammate. Fire. Poor Nickelback. Having to use the Galil. Hey, look, I mean, it's part initiation, I guess.
You cannot master the Galil. Yeah. Of course. All the candles around, you know. And he has to sacrifice, like, a finger to the Galil. Okay. Crizzen, I don't know where I'm going with that. We'll leave it at that. Crizzen getting a double. That's pretty big. He does die to the flames.
Wonder what he sacrificed for that, you know?
Yeah, exactly, man. They're definitely, you know, got the gods on speed dial.
Yeah. Definitely. That was a cool double from Crizzen. I think the boards are in an awkward spot now, right? You're trying to pressure both sides of the map. You're down a man. You don't even know that Ellen has an op yet. You know one of them have the Glil, so I mean, that's kind of... Maybe this is a 3v3 in their mind, but with 50 seconds, a bit of a fake hit coming out towards A. Avis, he's not running though. He's not making any noise. WINSTRIKE are going to know in literally about 5 seconds. Yeah, they're already going to have another player back. And it's the Opera, of course.
Yeah, this is definitely what I was worried about. IZAKO BOARS, not quite as hot, not quite as on it as WINSTRIKE are when it comes to the rifle rounds. But we'll see. Okay, nice flashes coming in. No way he could have turned away from that. Definitely should be finding that frag though. They will eventually, but not before Black is in position, ready and waiting. Tries to get away while he's also blinded. Not going to happen, but they have these CT players stacked on top of each other. So you look into one, there's another coming. X is trying to go for the no-scope, does not land, and Nickelback will drop him. Goes from a Galil to an AWP in this round, so a nice fat upgrade for him. But a 10th round for WINSTRIKE. They hold on to their lead. As soon as it comes under threat, they're able to get it back, and that is kind of what we expected with those rifles coming into play. Bit too strong, a bit too well read, I suppose, for IZAKO BOARS. It was very telegraphed, very transparent. They were ready for the B hit. And sure, IZAKO BOARS, they find a frag, but then it gets traded. They find another, it gets traded. WINSTRIKE are there and ready, and they also had the man advantage to work with already. So, really good stuff from them.
Bondic takes down Avis. He'll take that AK and walk away with 7 HP. The boars are down to 3 smokes, some fire, but you've completely lost A ramp control, and you know that's going to cost some utility to get back. Exis alone here with his bomb, and utility raining in. Ellen's going to stay posted. Exis's teammates will group up around him. And they're going to look towards coming up the A ramp. And it's going to cost them that utility. They'll have enough to execute. They get tagged by the op. Ellen has to be careful. He's going to stick around short. Maybe a bit too long, but no. Good timing on backing up. He's going to take an aggressive off angle. You got to be so nervous for the boars here.
A lot riding on this one, dude. Oh, Ellen. He's not able to fully push back. That flick is filthy, though. 5 on 3. And he's still holding the angle, and it's a lot safer now. There's not flames behind him. Tao trying to bait out the shot. My goodness, that is so close. Second time around, not going to hit it. Exus, meanwhile, on the front-facing attack, drops his teammates. And suddenly it's down to a 2 versus 2. IZAKO BOARS looking comprehensive as they rip the A-bomb site apart. Krisen gets aggressive just as the smoke dissipates. So the timing perfect for him as it is for Tao, who once again clutches it up for IZAKO BOARS. A big 1 versus 2. He found one in the beginning of the first half. He finds one in the beginning of the second to even things up and to break the counter-terrorist money. Beautiful stuff there, and it is, well, a story that hits both sides, to be honest. The smoke dissipates beautifully for Krisen, and then it dissipates beautifully for Tao. They both get a bit lucky.
Bondic right back with the questionable buys. Now, I don't know if it's possible to see the scoreboard if the observer is... Yeah, so they're on 3-round loss. Everyone died last round, right? Yeah, Bondic spent all his money.
Yeah.
So I'm... Okay, this buy is
5 no less.
really bad.
But that's why it's good.
Well, no. You full save and Ellen can have the op next. You're on 3-round loss. That's
but now they're going to win.
That's $2,900.
And you'll be an idiot.
Again, questionable buys across the board.
Yeah, but this is the thing, though, isn't it? Like, with these kinds of buys, it all depends on that team philosophy that we talk about all the time. Do you like taking risks? Do you like to play it super safe and go for the 100% play? There is definitely a 50-50 chance that they win this. Maybe not quite that heavy. More like 65-35, I would have thought, in favor of IZAKO BOARS. But all the same, there's a chance they win it. And then that backs up your theory even more if you do end up winning it. Even though it's a questionable play, it's worked, so it can't be that questionable. So it is a very dangerous path to go down, particularly when we're 20 rounds in, 21 rounds in. You maybe don't want to be making your risky economic decisions then, but at the same time, they might not expect you to make those, you know, it's the mind games of Counter-Strike, really.
Shane flashed over, gonna give Shane to jumping back 10. Goodbye, Ellen. Kristen's gonna hang on, and please don't make me look like a fool again. WINSTRIKE twice in one match with questionable buys. Yeah, okay. I guess I'm just a fool, Scriv. That's all I am. The absurdity of that win, though, is not lost on me.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. And I think that's part of it, right, is just the fact that IZAKO BOARS have really not respected, really not prepared themselves for it. And it does come down to, at a base level, that pound-for-pound matchup. It's very important at this tier of Counter-Strike, these types of Counter-Strike events, right? Doesn't happen so much at the top end. Can, for sure, where you have, you know, best team in the tournament up against worst team, but less so, I think, when you get to the latter stages and whatnot. But yeah, so it's just coming into play there with the individuals looking really solid, and IZAKO BOARS also, I don't know, maybe a bit too slow from them. Like, I get the passiveness and I get the prepared for a rush or whatever, but like, I would have liked to see some more aggression and utilization of their utility early on. Either way, 5 on 3 here. It's actually a full buy or a forced buy with all their money, you know, coming in from IZAKO BOARS. This is really not great. I think WINSTRIKE might be able to run away with things from here, if I am honest with you, Keith. It is certainly looking to be the case. Another frag coming in. We've also got Exus on 3 HP. So Avis going to have to do everything. And at best, maybe 1 or 2 for him should be the deal, unless he has the round of his life. But for now, not looking too likely.
Listen, Avis, I believe in you, my friend. That's all I got.
Wow, what are you off Malta, I think.
I believe in you. Not really, but I hope you win, but not really. Yeah. I gave him all my energy. He is playing really well. 1917, by the way. So he's up there himself. 1914 win strike. Very spread kill count. Looking really good across the board. And that's perhaps that pound for pound comparison you were discussing earlier being put on display. A full save from the boards means win strike should jump up to 13, barring any absurdity. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna spray them all down here, and he only gets one. All right, Bondic will clean it up. Not a worry. Ellen even wants to get involved, and there you have it. 13 win strike. IZAKO BOARS. Again, no op for Exus. And that's kind of rough when you're a team that enjoys force buys. You enjoy chasing the economy a bit too much. I think Exus last time they forced should have just halved when everyone else fold, and really budgeted himself for the op. Because if your team isn't going to consider it on full buys, you as the opper have to speak up and be vocal for yourself. Because when he has the op, he plays well. Without it, I mean, it's like trying to drive a car with 3 wheels. Like, it's just not going to work well. Like, you're never going to be comfortable. I don't know. Maybe a weird thing to reference. I was kind of short of, you know, or kind of like a hockey player who's grew up playing center. Center's a strong position. And then you get a coach that doesn't like you and he puts you in defense just to watch you sit. It doesn't work well.
Yeah, I think the car analogy wasn't too bad. Because it still works. You can still try it, you know, think. Maybe it depends on the makeup of the car. But, like, you're definitely hindering yourself. But then your hockey analogy is probably a lot better. I'm not going to lie to you. Either way, Tower coming in with the first. Bondic bites off a bit more than he can chew. And, wow, they've dumped so much into ramp and so much into A. They've got to make this work on the IZAKO BOARS side of things for so many different reasons. Mavis going to drop Nickel back. Oh, nice little Jiggle Pete coming in as well. Baits the AWP out. He has to drop back. Now you have a 2-man advantage to work with. You've got an awful lot of time as well. 50 seconds, thereabouts. Maybe a little bit less than that if you're wanting to get the bomb down, as I imagine they are trying to accumulate for that. Crimson, however, does drop Avis. If he'd have got a second one there, may well have been the round turning upside down, but it's not going to be the case. Ellen by himself here. Lack on the way. Whoa, okay, just runs in front of him. That is a wild play coming in from Lack. Hello, that's absolutely mental. And yeah, Elliot's just caught completely off guard, my guy. That's all right, a wild exchange from the two of them, but difficult to win the round overall, I think, anyway. 13-11. IZAKO BOARS staying alive a little while longer. There is still going to be a strong buy from WINSTRIKE meanwhile, so the work is not done yet.
Yeah, the job's not done till you hit that 16. You got to keep working. Overtime, whatever else may come. Job's not done till that happens. Davis jumping up. Uh-oh. Bonnic's in some trouble. Drops his utility. Gonna try to get one to go with him, but he can't. Didn't have time to put out the molly, I suppose. Bullets flying at you. Limited on options. On and is up. Relatively silent for what I'm used to seeing. But certainly can have a round where his impact will show and not go to waste. Crizzen will double up with him. When you play short and you play pipes like Crizzen was, those are risky spots. You get swung from side if they execute on you. You have to worry about players from short, and if you get traded 2 for 2, it's not good. So they're gonna back up, especially with missing Bondic. Oh, they're taking a hard gamble. They're saying if they go B, we'll lock them out. If they go A, it's a save. And honestly, it's a risk worth taking at this point, I'd say.
Risks are definitely the name of the game here, Keith. But not going to work out this time around. IZAKO BOARS going to get themselves that 12th round on the board pretty easily. It is within 1 now. WINSTRIKE just about holding on to their lead, and as we have both said, as we have both commented on, IZAKO BOARS can be happy with where they're at. The victory is certainly possible, but the fact that, you know, it's being brought a lot closer this time shows a vast amount of improvement. IZAKO pretty happy with this so far. Of course, taking it over the line. I think they'd be a little disheartened if they can't do that. They've set themselves up in a really good spot, actually.
It's getting down to the wire. IZAKO boards not getting chased. Last round allows their economy to flourish a tad bit. WINSTRIKE are a round loss away from being in an awkward spot. And it's aggression from IZAKO boards that'll shut down WINSTRIKE. Nickelback Ellen maybe had a play going, but he gets completely removed, isolated, and denied. An A execute is inevitable. Christian and Bond gonna try to get in front of it. They end up body blocking each other and hip bunching up, and somehow still Christian's fragging out. They're both so low to his USP. What is going on? How does Christian have 3? Lax got 1. It's Shane alone. What? Someone explain how Christian's possession turns into 3 there. IZAKO boards. Actually, I kind of know. They peeked him one by one.
Well, yeah. Not tight enough, not clean enough, and they will be absolutely kicking themselves. That was the one, dude. That was the round. That was the round that makes, you know, the difference. Final straw, as it were, that breaks the camel's back. I don't know, man. Been so many rounds like that from IZAKO boards, you know, really close, and then they let it slip against ball spy that we saw earlier on. One in the first half as well. So really difficult, and some areas that you can clearly look towards, which in a way, when you're making simple mistakes, can be very annoying. A lot of damage done early on. Oh, I think he's just been spotted. No, it looks like Nickelback's caught off guard, but he's not taken down. The fact that he gets away with 1 there is pretty big. Meanwhile, we do have Bondit coming in from the backside, prepared for him. Again, traded out quickly. Helen's being kept alive. Shane coming in with a crazy one-tap. Sui helping him out also, as they look super clean. They look super angry, Keith, to move in towards this A-bomb site. Lack, the only one left. It's not impossible. There's some low HP bars here. If they let this one slip as well, it would be absolutely massive. He's looking to catch them off guard. The full HP player, he'll manage to drop him. Holds mouse 1, but can't stay alive. So he'll take him down. IZAKO boards will get that 13th on the board in the end.
This better not be one of those WINSTRIKE buy rounds. Bonnick has money. I'm like, don't you do it, Bonnick. Don't you dare. Don't you drop that op for Len. It's not worth it. I'll just get the armor and CZ. That's fine by me. But the boars, looking at a comfortable 14 scriv. We're just going to continue this back and forth. With the way the money's situated, it doesn't really favor anyone anymore. It's going to be just chaos from here on out. Buy rounds every round, obviously. This is obvious. This goes without saying. This is one the boars cannot lose. And I don't believe they will, unless Bondic has an unreal ace with a CZ with 3 players from behind. Yeah. Nickelback is gone. But at least they have a new album coming out soon, apparently. That's kind of cool.
Is it though?
Hey, listen, one of the best Canadian bands ever.
For that one song.
Look at this graph. You get the meme?
Oh, yeah, I get the meme. But the only decent song was Rockstar, and even then it was kind of a...
Singing about how much of a fun guy he is.
Yeah, pretty much. I was like 11, so yeah. To be fair, if I listened to it now, I'd probably be like, wow, this song is terrible. But when I was 11, it was the bomb. You know what I mean? It was great.
Yeah, you wanted to be a rock star partying with Nickelback.
Right.
Some say your ambitions as kids never really go away, Script. So maybe one day you'll be able to party with Nickelback.
I mean, Despite their, you know, recent history and whatnot, I think that would still be pretty cool. What is it? The bathroom you can play baseball in.
Yeah.
That would be an experience.
That would be one big bathroom.
But why in the bathroom, bro?
Because
it's
of
like the wrong place
absurdity of it. Nickelback. Speaking of, he's stuck at lift, and he's gone. Bondic, he's next up in the bathroom, and he strikes out. Yeah, he's gone. Goodbye. He's gonna go have to sit in the kitchen, wait this one out. Crizin, Ellen, and Lack, can they hang on to this site again? They have a very forward aggressive approach on these executes, and it's Crizin again who comes in with a double. How does he keep doing that? How do they keep letting it happen?
Might not be enough this time though. Ellen good for one. Traded back. It's on to Lack. Oh. Okay, Zalba Smoke is behind them. Finds one. Sui spots him out. Is it gonna be enough? No, he gets the spray down and Lack clutches it up for WINSTRIKE. Oh, again, another key round, another big moment, and it is the individual to come out on top. We saw him on the T side actually having a hell of a lot of impact. Definitely dropped off on the CT side. I think primarily because he's been over on B and a lot of the attacks have come towards A. But of course, doesn't matter about your consistency of frags at times. It matters about the impact of them. Really good stuff, and at the very least, overtime secured here for WINSTRIKE.
I mean, look at these buys. If this doesn't describe the economy in today's state, nothing will. And F4, the picked up AK, 3 MP9s is what WINSTRIKE have to win. And this is what IZAKO BOARS have to tie. We're going OT. I mean, it's just that simple, Scriv. No if, no ands, no buts. This is an awkward situation. It came down to WINSTRIKE just not winning the round clean enough. IZAKO BOARS continuing to have that bonus awkwardly built. Yeah, this economy is punishing. And this is a prime example.
Yeah, it definitely is a harsh one, right? They win that previous round, but at what cost? The cost of overtime, apparently. As is so often the case in these best of ones, to be fair, teams do bring it close, and I think they come in a little flat, and then somewhere like halfway into that second half, someone goes, is this a best of 3 or a best of 1? It's a best of 1, mate. Oh, okay. Maybe I should start concentrating properly, you know. Not that they don't, but I'm just saying, right? It seems like there's a spur of energy that comes in these best of ones that sometimes you don't see on like the first map of the best of 3. So certainly always comes close. But we'll see here. Hopefully should be getting into that overtime shortly. A hell of a lot closer, Keith, than it was, of course, before the last time they played. As we mentioned, only 8 rounds picked up by the IZAKO BOARS. So really good stuff to see it coming as close as damn it. We'll see whether the overtime proves to be too much for the BOARS or whether they can keep this going.
Here we are. Very odd to me again that Exus is not. If you have an opper, Vertigo is a very oppable map on T and CT side. It is harder to op on T side, sure. I would put it in the category of more like a nuke than like an Inferno, like pressure to op on T side. But if you're the primary opper, I mean, maybe you're just not feeling it. If he doesn't put it on the CT side, I have no explanations. I'll let it slip on the T side because maybe it's a comfort thing, but if he doesn't break it out on the CT side script, that's just a problem for me from the boards. Even though they have forced this to OT, definitely hasn't been thanks to any op presence whatsoever.
Very slow into the round here. It becomes a different game when everyone's got that max money available. Chip damage onto tower and Nexus, but other than that, not an awful lot of action here. 55 seconds. Slowly but surely working their way up. Bits of utility over the top. The spam gets a bit louder. IZAKO BOARS are restless. They want to push in. They want to move in. Helen with that crack angle once again. We have seen a few cheeky head peeks. You know, the shoulder jiggle peeks. That's the word I'm looking for. But yeah, it's certainly riskier, right? When you're showing your head off and everything. But it works once again. They force the ult backwards. Oh, the nade coming in over the top to drop tower. Wow, that was a pretty fat nade to say the least. Meanwhile, Bondit getting a double. Able to take him out in the end, but a 3 versus 2 here, Keith. Not looking too good for IZAKO BOARS. Only 10 seconds as well. Someone's got to get that bomb down, and now it will be Shane, but he eats a nade to the face. His teammate drops, and so will he, actually. The bomb does get planted, but really does not matter as much in overtime. WINSTRIKE will be happy to finally get the 16th.
Well, there you have it. Let's make it a bit of a difference. The BOARS, again, not prioritizing it. Back with this A-ramp pressure that they love. The utility from WINSTRIKE did shut them down and deal, honestly, decent damage last time. That molly spreads Davis. He's going to be so mad. Another one of those muting rage moments, because that molly should not be able to spread vertically. It just shouldn't happen. It goes, climbs the wall of sandbags. A fiery explosion. Nickelback gets caught with a flash. At least he's flashing for his teammate to peek. Bonnet gets one towards short. Trizin's coming with a spray. Only able to get the one. But Bonnet still here at short. They have to deal with him before they can plant. What an awkward round so far, Scriv. This is weird.
Oh, fake attempt. They'll drop one, but like going on high. Able to trade it back, able to keep the man advantage the same, and Ellen peeks out at the right time. X is going to fall 17 in for WINSTRIKE. They have hit a groove here into overtime. Perhaps does beg the question, of course, if they were able to keep a hold of that economy towards the end. If they could have done this. Looking a lot more confident now that they have all the money in the world available. Meanwhile, IZAKO BOARS, I think, will want to find themselves this final round, at the very least. Keeping it competitive, but that's certainly looking easier said than done. WINSTRIKE, like I say, really hit a groove here. IZAKO BOARS, meanwhile, going to move him fast up ramp this time, baiting out some utility, not going all the way, but they at the very least go a bit more presence, a bit more dominance early on.
Well, hey, that's a pretty dominant headshot from Shane. Very assertive. Out towards mid, headshot will be found. WINSTRIKE. If you take a look at the mini-map, very unsure what's coming their way. You have one player B, one spotting mid. Someone needs info, someone needs to get a pick. I have a feeling it's going to be Bondic towards short. Heavily considering his presence. Ellen can just full focus on towards that ramp. And that's almost a one and done for Ellen if he gets double peaked. I have a feeling he will too. The smoke's gonna make his life misery. If he jumps up, he may have a chance. He'll fall back, and Bonnie just still waits. Scriv.
Oh, misses his opportunity. The first time, second time gets it. That could be big. Ellen trying to deny the plant. He almost does, but not quite. Meanwhile, Bondic still doing damage on the sidelines as he just keeps on fragging. Nickelback on the flank also dropping 2. So, no contest. Pretty much in the end. I suppose they get the one, they get the bomb plant, but Bondic, absolute beast mode at the end there. 30 frags for him as well here. 19 deaths. Wouldn't be surprised if he's all the way towards the top end of that scoreboard, and definitely stepping it up in overtime. So when it matters most for WINSTRIKE, he is fragging. Beautiful stuff. Yeah, all the way at the top. Not by much. I mean, Sui on the other side's 1 frag behind him, but 30 to 19. 5 assists as well. Really strong. And now 3 rounds to work with, right? They need 19 to take it over the line. For those of you that are maybe somewhat foreign to the overtime and don't quite know how it works, it can get confusing. I think 1 overtime maybe is a bit patronizing. But when it gets like 3 or 4, the maths becomes a lot harder, for sure. But IZAKO BOARS going to have their work cut out here, Keith. It's really not looking good. And I feel like the WINSTRIKE B side was a bit more effective than their CT side, so I am worried for IZAKO BOARS.
Yeah, worry's a good word. And immediately break out the double op on CT side. I don't think this is a map that you can't op T side, so it's interesting that they don't. And then elect to just double op on CT. Honestly, I find that a little odd. You'll see most teams op on both sides. Especially after the AKs don't work in OT, right? The first 2 rounds, maybe the third you like to break it out, but interesting choice from the boards. I do find that intriguing. But right back into their double ops, that did start to pick up rounds for them on their CT side. But it's been a while since either of these players have hopped, and I wonder if they've cooled down. WINSTRIKE just defaulting, trying to get the utility out, trying to figure out where's what. But there hasn't been a single piece of utility thrown from the boards. That's wild. They just throw their first piece of utility 40 seconds in, and it's still keeping them at bay at A ramp. That is actually mind-blowing.
Yeah, this could be big, right? They can place it well, time it well, chip them out. They're also playing all their cards towards the A-bomb site. Look. This is about to be a bloodbath. WINSTRIKE taking their sweet time to move in. 35 seconds. Still need to get the bomb down as well. Great little smoke here. X is working around it, hoping to catch ahead. He might just, right? That clock is winding down massively. Ellen going to take big chunk damage. Bondic, a bit of chip damage. 20 seconds left. When does the move come in from WINSTRIKE? They are really bringing this close to the wire in a great little position inside the smoke from Avis and Sui pushing forward. Sui in with a quad as he gets behind them somehow, Keith. What a genius. What a genius. IZAKO BOARS will stay alive for 1 more round. 2 more to go to take us to another overtime.
If that's what we're in for, sign me up. That was absurd. Give me more of that. But WINSTRIKE, as OT goes, plenty of cash still, right? Not bothered. They're hanging on. And this time, WINSTRIKE faster towards A ramp. Challenged, though. This time around by Sui. Bondic, he's playing such a dangerous game. He is out of his mind absurd right now. But I love it. It's not a buy this time. It's an aggressive play in overtime. Ice in his veins as he'll sit in that smoke with bullets whizzing around him, and now he'll just walk. He's passed the vibe check, if you will, towards ramp. He's been allowed in, but a bouncer on the site spots him, will say, hey, I didn't check your ID, and Bondic's gonna have to go all the way back. Avis in middle. A quick snappy kill on a Crimson, and they'll fall back and live. While Nickelback is able to find some room towards B. I'm not sure if this is gonna facilitate a rotate. But Nickelback's done it. He's pulled 3 players over from the boards.
Oh, a couple kills coming in as well. Oh, and X is standing strong, looking really, really good. Sui watching the back end. And Bondic the only one left. The T side has fallen apart. I had high hopes for it, honestly, but WINSTRIKE struggling. Still only need the 1 round for sure. This one, not going to happen. Yeah, not a single frag coming in there in the end. And IZAKO BOARS, they bring it within 1 at the very least. Second overtime is looking likely. This T side is very, very flat from WINSTRIKE.
Sweet. Through the smoke, Scriv. Oh, the nade. Beauty. Bonnet can't win, can't catch a break at all. And this is for the win for WINSTRIKE. To move on the winner's side, IZAKO BOARS would drop to the deciders. Pressure is certainly mounting and on. No doubt about it. Ava's going to be using the pylon. Give himself a bit of a height differential. Give himself a bit of an advantage in an aggressive peak. And WINSTRIKE right back to say execute.
Oh, looking good. Black gonna open up with a double. That's pretty big. An advantage for them to work with, but only briefly. Tower evens it back up. Still all to play for. Traces followed through the smoke. No one fragging out just yet. Bomb not being planted just yet either. Nickelback needs to be so careful not to take a stray one in the face. Plant will come in. 3-on-3 retake ensues here. You have a kit available, of course. They've got 3. Good. No one skimping out for whatever reason. Does happen from time to time, Ellen. Good for 1. Traded back. Tower, though, uses the room to find Nickelback, and it's all going to be on to Crizzen. 1 versus 2. To hold things down, he can't get it done, and the second overtime is required to decide things here on Vertigo.
They do it, Scriv. Those double hops matter on the CT side in overtime. For a map that both squads, for the most part, have had success on the T side, they're getting it done on the CT. 2 back-to-back clean 3-0s. And it's kind of the point where whoever's going to get the first T round is going to have a really big chance on that CT side. So WINSTRIKE, if they can walk away with 1, ideally you want 2 here on the T side. And OT number 2. Maybe then you can pressure and really fight for that CT side victory, which certainly seems to be very achievable in OT when money is off the table.
Definitely does seem to be the case, doesn't it? Oh, Sui, gotta be careful. Gotta be careful. Nade gonna come in nice and deep. That's pretty big. Oh, okay. Or not. Does 12 damage. Cool. Expected a lot more from it, but not to be the case, I suppose. Nickelback left on half HP, but other than that, not an awful lot to open up here. If WINSTRIKE can get a couple rounds on their T side, I think they'd be very, 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 very confident in themselves going into their CT side. Oh, Shane, that flick is so fast. Takes the head of Elian off his shoulders. It's hitting the road below. It's gone flying. And another one? No, not fast enough this time. He just gets taken down. Avis as well. Oh, and the B bomb site falling. That's such a shame. They had a 2-pronged attack, catching them so distracted. Just a little lapse in concentration because, you know, you see action on B and the A players, and then the B players fall, you know, really well done. Really well done.
Bonnet gets 33 kills. He listened to the pregame, but he's just here to prove me wrong. I'm all for it. But a world in where a frag guy GL and Bonnet can out-frag his young, up-and-coming teammates, hey, I'm all for it. If he can out-frag Crizzen and Nickelback, come on. Bonnet's having a hell of a map on Vertigo. Sui, is he gonna clear for Bonnet? He's ice in the veins again. What is going on? 18 HP. What? Damn. He's gonna knife him. He's gonna follow him. He's gonna follow him to his team. Oh, this is unreal. There's no way Bonnet's gonna turn around. There's no reason for him to. This is ridiculous. This is actually He's gonna get the first spray from Sui. He's gonna drop a molly. They're stuck. They're pinned. Avis is flanking down 2. This is nuts.
What is happening? What is going on? Nickelback does find 1. He's got players coming from all sides. Surely no more. Yeah, Shane will drop him. The 19th comes in for IZAKO BOARS. Oh my goodness. This is kind of what happens though, isn't it? You come into overtime, everyone's used to all their strategies, players become a bit burnt out. It's very hot in Europe at the moment, I guess. I'm really trying to give them all the benefits of the doubt because I do not know what kind of a clown this was. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Either way, WINSTRIKE have still picked up that one round on the T side. That's something they couldn't do before, right? In the first bout of overtime. They can get a second here. I'll be really happy with them. And it looks like that might be the case. Ellen and Nickelback have ripped the B bomb site open. There is still Exus here. Flash is coming over the top. Oh, his position to be known. Another flash coming in. Oh, he could have got the double if he kept on holding the mouse one, but not going to be the case. And it'll all be on to Avis because Bondic on the flank is effective. So 1 versus 3 for the final round of the first half of the second overtime. Let's find the first, and he does have the bomb in his possession. So not impossible for him, but he fluffs it on that one, and Bondic will capitalize. Crizzen was on the backside to trade him anyway. WINSTRIKE will get the 20th round on the board. Should, in theory, looking at precedent, be enough for them to work with, but I'm still hedging my bets because it's never really that simple in these types of back and forth overtime situations, for sure.
My mind is getting there to that level of uncertainty. WINSTRIKE get 2 on the T side. IZAKO BOARS get 1 on the CT with an absurd pinch and flank. You gotta think there's more on the way. And WINSTRIKE, just 1 round now, Scriv. And they'll do it on the CT side, while IZAKO BOARS are fighting for their life. And did I say 1? Is it 1? It's 2, right? Am I losing my mind?
It is 2.
Yeah, it's 2.
It's first of 4, 18, 8, right? So
yes.
21 apiece will take us to under overtime.
Oh.
That's what IZAKO BOARS want, mate. They want at least another overtime, so gonna try and start off their T side well in the same way that WINSTRIKE did. However, a big fight at middle. This could be difficult for them. I don't think they were expecting so much resistance over here, but they are coming out on top of these fights just about.
Oh, can Lack hang on? 1 more, the switch to the gun, the headshot in. He knows there's a flank from Shane. How's Lack gonna peek this out? Worried about the B stairs pressure. But he has bomb. And I think he's starting to realize they're all coming through mid. Look how low Shane and Avis are. Can Helen get here in a respectable time? He finds full HP player. That's absurd. That's reaching. As Lack's gonna be working. Oh, 1 bullet on Avis. Shane's low. Elaine with the flash. And Lack will close it out. WINSTRIKE get to 21. Secures them another overtime, but 1 away from the win. Wow.
Big wow, dude. I don't know how they let that one slip. The mistakes of earlier on in the game, you know, should have been theirs. I suppose you can't account for a pop-off like that from Lack, but all the same, it really should have been theirs. They should have shut him down way faster, and now WINSTRIKE have got a lot of room to work with on their arguably stronger CT side, at least in recent history. They've looked a lot more comfortable here. The overtime and whatnot not really handing itself to the T side. Again, a really cool conversation about economy and all that kind of stuff and how that affects it, I think, is certainly part of the problem. Lack, once again, going to be left alone here to hold things down, at least initially. He gets none in this round. It's going to be down to the rest of the team to hold things together. They are here with some quick rotations, but the site itself seems to have fallen, and Crizzen can't find that frag. Will be robbed away from him. Avis has fallen. Is that enough, though? Exus is low. They're all chipped up a little bit on this WINSTRIKE side. should be doable for IZAKO BOARS, and you know, they're so far, well, so close, and yet so far it kind of feels like, right? They're very close proximity. Bondic had been waiting there for so long, and he didn't find a single frag. Now they're not going to be able to save either. So IZAKO BOARS once again bringing it within one, might be able to secure another overtime.
Possible. They've gotten us down to one more round. Double ops for WINSTRIKE once more. Utility being tossed. Axis goes for the op on the T side script. Interesting that he waits until potential third overtime, forcing round, to break out the op. I'm very confused now. He's putting out a lot of mixed signals, and I'm not for it, actually. It confuses me quite a bit. Nade from Nickelback and Bondic, and they're just going to be caught off. Instead, they win the first, trying to fall back, and that's brutal from WINSTRIKE Scriv. The aggression there backed by what? Just wanting to toss a couple nades. There's safe ones you can throw that go nearly to the same place, so WINSTRIKE taking a risk will not pay off. They get one, but two get traded back, and it's looking a lot like a second OT script.
A third OT, my guy.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah.
This is crazy. This is crazy. These two teams definitely going wild. Prison, anyone left? They've spotted him out. Yeah, nothing going to happen for him. It will be indeed another overtime required. Really starting to get to the depths of the quality of the Counter-Strike, for sure. But we're keeping it together. WINSTRIKE and IZAKO BOARS going tit for tat, back and forth. Some exciting moments in there, some cool clutches and whatnot. Lack, of course, it appears, keeping WINSTRIKE in it. Starting off on the CT side once again, though, of course, you don't swap over when the next overtime comes in. So WINSTRIKE, if they can clean this one up, they've proven they can indeed pick rounds back up on the T side of things, where they struggled with that first overtime. But yeah, I think it really does come down to the T side performances for sure. Oh, that going to be the first to fall on the B bomb site, kind of for free as well. There's a tiny bit of damage taken by Sui, but ultimately not an awful lot. However, Avis swinging out at mid, not sure if that was needed. And now we'll be in a 4 versus 4. So where it was looking very tough for WINSTRIKE, and completely untraded and not even like information or any, like it's a complete net negative kill. We're now in a situation where it's even back up, which, as always, not ideal for the CT side in terms of pressure and map control and whatnot. But certainly better than having a solid man disadvantage. Prison peeks into 3 of them, not going to find anything. 4 on 3 immediately off the bat. Great smoke coming in. Ellen can't even get the nade in there. That is so awkward. In a 4 versus 3 with no sight control, surely they can't go for this. Nickelback, though, going to go charging in. Finds a couple, looking to be the hero of the round. And he might just be. Tao, the only one left. Finds the head of one. Eats 2 more. The bomb has yet to go down. He will look to push forwards and try and find the frags. Getting aggressive for them. And he does indeed bring it into a 1 versus 1 against the Orpa. Swaps across to the M4 and he finds it. Tao clutches up again, Keith. Another huge round when IZAKO BOARS needed him the most. He continues to deliver under pressure.
41 kills, by the way, for Sui. 41. This hold from Tao is just impressive. 18 seconds. The clutch weapon switch. It's just out of this world. Out of this world. Aggression from WINSTRIKE this time around. They're going to start to pressure ladder and closet, but Avis is prepared they're looking like they are finally going to start to find themselves on this T side of overtime. Pick up a couple rounds on T side, move to that CT side, which has been a strong suit of theirs, Scriv, and maybe close this out. But on the same token, WINSTRIKE won last two T rounds on their T side as well. So, interesting question, as I believe that was a 2-for-1 tag. A kill and a tag on Axis. Elaine just going to continue to hold, but this game is delivering. Ellen gets one more, going back to B, to peek, but Fire and Inferno forces him forward. It spreads all the way to Jenny. He is gone. It's Bondic to try to swing and fight. One for the man. But the flank from Sui seemingly would put this round to bed, and it will. IZAKO BOARS staying flawless on this T side.
They well have just hit the groove that they needed. I did say, right, that T side, I think, going to decide it here. If they can get all three, that would be massive. Would be absolutely huge for them and give them a really good chance going on to their CT side, which has looked a lot cleaner in recent history, for sure. But these rounds, these couple rounds, looking pretty damn good. WINSTRIKE, double up setup. Hoping to at least battle back for one, and I feel like it's paramount that they get it. It really is. Early chip damage once again coming in, but nothing too comprehensive. Just another slow start from both sides. So much pressure on this round. You can feel it. Bondic gets blinded up, and he's able to escape into the corner, but they know exactly where he is. Yeah, he had to take the fight. Not going to work for him. Maybe if he'd have waited for the smoke, actually. So kind of a misplay coming in from Bondic, perhaps. And it will give away that early advantage. The A bomb site now vulnerable. Shane hears the footsteps here. Easy pick up onto Crizzen. 5-on-2. They're being picked apart. WINSTRIKE. Looks like they're going to bow out of the first half, and now they have 3 rounds in a row that they need to pull back, Keith.
That's a little absurd. To have to climb back now. 3 rounds in a row on the T side. Last time they were able to achieve 2. 3 might be too many. IZAKO BOARS really want revenge. 37 from Bondic. High 20s for the rest. 43 from Sui. Leading the way. A couple close behind in the 30s. This game is delivered in a lot of aspects. And IZAKO BOARS 1 round on the CT side, Scriv. That's kind of nice. They like running those double ops on CT side. They only need to cheese 1 round. That's it. They can go aggressive every round. Bank on winning those fights eventually. And once they do, that's it. We wrap it up, we put a bow on it, and we move on to the best of 3s. I can tell you for a fact, though, you and I and the players are certainly going to be fatigued after this long one.
Hell yeah.
So that is definitely going to be an effect moving forward. Not just for us, but for the players, of course.
Yeah, I think massively so for the players. You know, you and I can relatively get through it, and
I am out of coffee, Scriv. I'm down to decaf, so speak for yourself.
Damn.
Speak for yourself.
Okay, dude. Maybe not.
Yeah.
Ringing the alarm bells, but you know, there is a certain intensity to what we do, of course. But I feel like we can control that intensity somewhat. If we need to chill for a bit, we can chill for a bit, whereas like players can't. WINSTRIKE speeding things up, looking fast. Shane comes in with the trade though. Interesting to see both the AWPs on the B bomb site.
Yeah.
One stacked on top of the other is actually somewhat unorthodox. I kind of like it though, because as you can see, they go charging in initially, and the first player is immediately traded back, not expecting another AWP. They thought that they had the run of the mill, but it's just not the case, and they're playing so well around these boxes, jumping in and out. Shane and Tower holding down the B bomb site beautifully.
Yeah.
Bomb at their feet. 4-on-2. And I think that might be all she wrote. Unless his flank is big, it isn't. It's all going to be onto Ellen. Oh, and he's not ready for the drop down. So there you have it. 25-21. IZAKO BOARS go flawless in the 3rd bout of overtime. And they will steal it away from WINSTRIKE, who at one point looked like they were going to win. Coming into it, looked like the dominant side. But it just wasn't the case in the end, Keith.
Yeah, again, very